hello, and a very, very warm welcome back to Garden Club in the last week in March. This is a wonderful week. Not only does this week see us begin the Easter season, which is such a joyful thing, but as well as that, it marks an anniversary. When we complete the video today, we will have gone round a whole 12 months. When we come together like this next week, it will be the start of a second year of videos. Our first video last year was on the first week in April, and this is the last video of March. So, wow, that's quite a collection. I wouldn't suggest you listen to it unless you can't sleep. But it's been a joyful thing making them. I'm still very much enjoying doing so, though of course I'm looking forward to seeing many of you in person as well. Anyway, today there's so many wonderful things to see. And you know, very much like coming around in the 12 months, we're sort of moving from the early daffodils of being the exciting thing to see to tulips and wallflowers, and the forget-me-nots are coming on, and the anemones are coming out, and so there's, you know, it's all happening. You know, I think I've been saying that every week for weeks, but you know, every week it's more and more true. Things are happening all around us. You can see more and more of the trees are beginning to get their early leaves. You see that sheen of green, just the early green coming. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. Anyway, today, what are we going to do? Here we are in this last week in March. We have seeds to sow, and we're going to sow two very, very joyful things today. One that reminds me so much of childhood and gardening in childhood as well. Because we're going to sow some nasturtiums, and I know in talking to you over the years, many of you have memories of growing nasturtiums as children, and you know, sometimes we forget how beautiful nasturtiums are. They're a marvellously wonderful exotic flower which we tend to disregard because children often grow them, you know, but they're not a children's flower. They're stunning, they're beautiful, and marvellous. And of course they're easy to pick up as well because they're huge. So we'll put those in, and then as well something else that reminds us of glorious summer days. We're going to sow some cornflower, and some of you may have memories of cornflower in the wild, in the fields in the old days. Not too many of us now, I think, because they've been eradicated for so long. But they're a gorgeous, gorgeous flower, and of course they're blue, and you know me and blue flowers, they're my favourite. So let's get those in, and let's see how we go on. Let's get a move on. Come on. So we'll start with the nasturtiums. Now, nasturtiums are really big. The only difficulty you have in planting them is they have all the qualities of a ball bearing and will tend to roll away. But look, these are really big seeds. You can pick them up, size of a dried pea. There you are. Some people soak them first. I don't find it necessary. There we are. You can put these in absolutely one at a time. Spread them out. There are not too many. You should get about 12 seeds in the packet. And if I were you, I would spread them out. You can grab hold of them if you can, and put them in one at a time so they're spread out. They'll be quite strong when they start to come up, so we don't want too many too close together. As I said in the introduction, they're so glorious. Sweet pea. Nasturtiums are really exotic looking. We don't realise. I'm so much looking forward to you looking at these closely when they come into bloom. We can look around the back of the flower at the gorgeous sort of horn it gets at the back, and the wonderful shape on the inside of the bloom. It's absolutely beautiful. So there we are. These will need to be, we've spread them out like you can see there, look, spread them out like that. We'll cover these with vermiculite and label them as always, and give them their lid, and they'll be great. You've seen me put the vermiculite on before, so you don't need to see that. And now for the cornflower. Cornflower seeds, they're smaller, they're not tiny at all, they're quite decent size. They're a very distinctive seed. If you're familiar with them, you always recognise them. Can you see anything there? Can you? Hope you can see that on the camera. They have this little sort of little hairy kind of tail on them. They're made for blowing away in the wind and I think catching onto the fur of animals as well. So we sprinkle these on reasonably generously, and we cover these too, and these will germinate quite easily. Lovely blue flowers, blue cornflower. Now I've got some cornflower that we sowed in the autumn coming up on the farm here, and they will give us some earlier blooms. I might better bring some of those along to you in a little while. Be a few weeks yet. So can you see you've got the seeds in there now? Look like that. There we are. We'll cover them with vermiculite, we'll label them, we'll give them the lid, and that will be lovely. Good. Now there are things to see. All sorts of lovely things coming into bloom. So some of you may have them in the garden. You can look at them, and particularly if you've got the anything that's scented. I hope you can try and have a sniff at that. So let's go on tour. Look at that, the first of the tulips just about to open up. This one is a parrot tulip. It's a bit short at the moment, but it'll be gorgeous and so exotic and exuberant when it opens up. Marvellous. Just look at the depth of colour in those pansies. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Gorgeous. And over here, look, we have some really stunning buttery yellow ones. Lovely. And some sort of orangey ones over there. It's all beginning to come together and look really, really beautiful. Woohoo! I love these, look. I love the Bellis daisies, the bachelor's buttons, the pincushion daisies. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Another pot here, look. Gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. I love the pale, I always have loved the pale pink ones more than the others, but they're all beautiful. Really, really lovely. So much a sign of spring. And next to us here, I can smell, before we get there, I can smell it. Over here, look, we have got the first of the wallflowers. Oh, if you could smell these. If some of you may have them in the garden, and if you have and they're coming into bloom, do try and bring them in and smell them. They're absolutely gorgeous. The smell is wonderful. And of course it's perfect. The tulips are coming out, the wallflowers are coming out. This is so much, it speaks of next year month, in fact. It speaks of April. And the first sign, let me whiz this along here a little bit, look. We saw these the other week actually, they weren't the first ones, but look, we've got the early forget-me-nots coming. April, when we get there, will be the month of the tulip, the wallflower, the forget-me-not together. Those warm days when you can first think you might, be down to your shirt sleeves again. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, there we are. There's a little something from Garden Club again in this last week in March. I'm already looking forward to the next time. Already looking forward to April and all those lovely things that we're going to be able to do in April. Well, I can't wait. But let's enjoy this week for now. And so let me wish you a very happy Easter. And until the next time, do take care. And bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.